Hey everyone, you are just joining in the Literary Nook by Ferry. Let's start our today's topic, but before going further, don't forget to subscribe my channel, like the videos and share. So today I'm gonna discuss about the 18th century novel. The chief or the literary contribution of the 18th century was the discovery of the modern novel, which at present is the most widely read and influential type of literature. The novel, in its elementary form as a work of fiction written in prose, was at first established in England by two authors, Bunyan and Defoe, who took advantage of the public interest in autobiography. The Book of Bunyan, whether they are told in the first person or not, were meant to be autobiographical and their interest is subjective. Bunyan endeavors to interest his reader not in the characters of some other person he had imagined or observed, but in himself and his treatment of its characteristics of its awakening talent for the fiction in his time. Grimm's Progress is begun as an allegory, but in course of the time, the author is so much taken up with the telling of the story that he forgets about the allegory and that it is the fact which makes Bunyan the pioneer of the modern novel. But it was Defoe who was the real creator of the autobiographical fiction as a work of art. He was the first to create psychological interest in the character of the narrator. Moreover, he was the first to introduce realism in his writing, scrupulous and realistic fidelity and appropriateness to the condition in which the story was gradually, as Kurtz himself comes to know of it. Besides introducing the elements of biography and realism, Defoe also fixed the peculiar form of the historical novel, the narrative of an imaginary person in a historical setting, as in his Memories of a Cavalier. On account of all these reasons, Defoe is rightly termed the originator of the modern novel. In spite of this, it can be safely said that until the publication of Richard's Pamela in 1740, no true novel had appeared in English literature. So, by a true novel, we mean simply a work of fictions which relates the story of a plain human life under stress of emotions, and the interest of which doesn't depend on the incidents or adventures but on its truth to adventure or true value. During the 18th century, a number of English novelists such as Goldsmith, Richardson, Fielding, Smollett, Sterne all developed simultaneously the form of the novel as presenting life as it really is, in form of a story. And the new middle class, which was rising and getting into power, demanded a new type of literature which must express the new ideal of the 18th century, that is the value and the importance of the individual life. Moreover, on account of the spread of education and the appearance of newspapers and magazines, there was an immense increase in the reading public to whom the novelist could directly appeal without caring for the patronage of the aristocratic class, which was losing power. It was under these circumstances that the novel was born in 18th century, expressing the same ideals of personality and of the dignity of command life, which became the chief themes of the poets of the Romantic Revival, and which were proclaimed later by the American and the French revolutions. The novelist of the 18th century told the common people not about the grand lives of the knights, princes, and heroes, but about their own plain and simple lives, their ordinary thoughts, feelings, and their day to day actions, and their efforts and effects on them and others. The result was that such works were eagerly read by the common people, and the novel became a popular form of literature appealing to the masses because it belongs to them and reflected their lives. While summing up the development of the English novel during the 18th century, we can say that the novel, from a humble beginning, evolved into a fully developed form. Defoe gave it a realistic touch. Richardson introduced analysis of human heart. Fielding made it full of vitality and animal vigor. Smollett introduced exaggerated and eccentric characters. Sterne contributed sentimentally and brilliancy of style. Goldsmith emphasized high principles and purity of domestic life. In hands of these early masters of the novel took a definite shape and came to be recognized as an important literary form with vast possibilities of further development. So that was all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay connected for more literary videos. Me, Fairy, signing out from the Literary Nook by Fairy.